Let's rock and roll.
I will rock and roll.
All I want to know
I
is...
will
all
rock
I want to
and
know
roll.
is it Tuesday? Are we on? Are we here?
We're starting.
Are we chatting?
We're Stream Health.
Stream
Looking
is
at
strong.
the Stream Health.
Is it strong?
It says we're live.
I don't know. I'm checking now.
I don't know.
Yeah, we are.
Live.
And it is
Yes,
Tuesday.
We are.
Before we get started, sending out so much love to everybody, and I hope everybody is staying safe and staying home and healthy.
Yeah, how about that corona, huh?
No, that's not how we...
How about it? It's really taking the world by storm there.
You know, I have to be honest. I don't really remember a time growing up when we were dealing with this, but apparently we dealt with certain things at certain times.
Not like this, though.
I don't remember.
Not where
Didn't we have measles outbreak? Didn't we have chicken pox outbreak?
Chicken pox, not an outbreak, though. Again, like, those were like the measles, yeah, but that's before our time. Like measles, mumps, all that stuff before our time.
But back when chicken pox was around and we were kids, weren't kids dying from that? And people were dying from chicken pox or no?
Not like in boatloads, no. I mean, maybe there were some deaths, but I mean, there would be chicken pox parties where
that's how
would send their kids over to the chicken pox kid's house.
So when one got it, my parents were like, "You're hanging out with each other."
Yeah. And so you can get it and be done with it.
I don't know. I thought back and I was like, wow, how many times do I ever feel like I was ever quarantined?
Something like this, never. No, this hasn't happened since the early 1900s where they quarantined people, and it's crazy.
It's a little crazy for a lot of people.
It also, like, I feel like there's some overreaction. I'm not saying like like people shouldn't be staying away, and if you don't need to leave the house, you shouldn't. But I also feel like the numbers aren't adding up to like the chaos that went on. You know what I mean?
Right. This is my thought.
Like, people die every day of things in much higher numbers than the coronavirus.
Right.
I mean, don't shut the world down for that.
Well, this is my, of course, everybody has their own theories on what they think. So my theory is that everybody has this thing inside them that either you're immune to it, you're not immune to it. Corona is so many different...
There's a very loud hum coming from something.
A hum? Oh, is his mic still on?
No, it should be off.
I don't know. His earbud? Got it. His buds were doing it.
That might have been it.
So I feel like we all have these things within us, and some are more immune and some aren't, and that's why some get sicker. But the people who actually have, like, oh my God, my stomach, I have a little pain in my chest, they go run and get tested. They test positive because we all have it. And then your brain is a lot more powerful than people think. And you start to think to yourself, I have this symptom, I have that. Oh my God, now I have this. And it creates more of a sickness within yourself. I think if we had stronger mental health, we would have a lot more physical health as well.
Yeah, but people like to be paranoid. Like we were talking about it earlier. Like, people love to run with things that they read on the internet. There's not even a group. It's a lot of people. They read things on the internet and they immediately go, "Yep, that's fact." And I'm not saying it's not, but I'm also not saying it is, because what makes that guy's article that you're reading fact? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, they say this expert, that expert. There's experts everywhere.
But then for every
happy birthday, Dave.
For every one side, there's always another side. And they're always like, well, no, that guy's a liar and all his experts are stupid and they don't know what they're talking about. And it's like, but I could say the same thing about your guy.
Yeah, how do you know your guy's the guy?
And that's where I land in all of this, where it's like, I'm not saying the 5G thing isn't a real thing, but I'm also not saying it is, because, again, I don't know. There's 50 people saying it's nothing. There's 50 people saying it's something.
Well, maybe in a collective, when it's all installed and we're all inside, when we walk out, then the balance between everything that needs to connect in order for it to be not really dangerous, but dangerous to some who are already sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they're telling us to stay home for other reasons. I do think there's something to do with that. Distraction is key when it comes to large government moves on, where we have so many more numbers, obviously, than them, that if people stood up.
Well, there could be like an extension level event happening that we don't know about, that
There could be
that
a lot
they're
yes.
aware of, and they're just like, all right, let's just round them all up, keep them calm,
keep
you
them
know
home.
what I mean? And they're just waiting to see what happens with it.
Right, and if you leave and you go out and you get around more than 10 people, then more than 10 people can talk. And more than 10 people's ideas can grow. So I think it's a lot, not just that yes, I think people are dirty ass motherfuckers and don't wash their hands and they sneeze on their hand and then they grab a box of fucking cereal and they put back the cereal. There's a lot of things that I'm like, wow, I'm glad people are being clean. However, I don't think it's just this virus that's taking over. I think there's a lot more to the story than we even know about, you know?
And you know what? We most likely will never know.
Of course, I'm not going to live in fear.
You know
I'm not going to
mean?
live like that. I'm not going to go, oh my God, if I go here, the world's going to end. No, I'm cautious.
That's my main
careful.
point of contention with all of these conspiracy things and everything. Because I always, in the end, you're never going to know. You're never going to know unless they decide to really reveal something. But I always fall back on the JFK thing, right? Because everyone's like, oh, it's conspiracy this, conspiracy that. And he got killed in 69, I think, or 60, whatever. And let's say someone died just today, right? And that guy was obsessed with the JFK assassination. And he spent 60-something years obsessing over it and never found out the truth.
Right.
And he never will. And no one will. You know why? Because if there was a cover-up and there was some other shooter and...
Well, the only people who know is JFK.
No, not him. The people who set up the hit.
Right, sure, but I'm sure he knew he had issues before it came along.
Well, everybody knew he had issues. He turned on the mob. That was one of the biggest things, is that he had mob support. The reason he got elected was because of the Chicago and their mafia, and they pulled strings and yada, yada, yada. And the second he became president, he immediately was like, we got to take the mob down.
Right. I think that, I think that what's most important is we take a little bit from everything and then we come up with our own conclusions as a collective, like we are our own brain. So, people go through things in their life and they go, oh my God, I went through this, I got through that, I got through that, I got through that. Oh my God, look at me now, I've gotten through this. And you come so far. You can't allow social media, which of course they change things, embellish things to make you want to look at their news channel, and all these doctors that are professional now that are writing books to sell, or the government who's trying to do whatever they are to make us not hate them because they think that they didn't do the right thing. There's so many things and people involved where you have to say, I am my own person. So I believe that my children and my husband and I are healthy people. We take care of ourselves. We eat well. My house is clean. I'm big into vitamins. We all are physically fit. So I'm going to say that we are immune to this and we're going to get through this. That's my vision every day.
Like, I just can't see wasting my time on that stuff because, like I said, I could read 5 articles that supports whatever theory you believe in.
Right.
And I could read 5 articles that don't support it and are against it and make this wrong, and then on the same side makes this wrong. So again, I'm never going to know. Like, let's say space or flat earth. I'm never going to go to space unless they make space travel like a regular thing for people. Right. I'm never going to go. So Guess what? I'll never know if space travel's real. I'll never know if the earth's round or flat.
I'm not going to let it change my day.
But it changes people's days.
Yeah,
and
I'm
that's
not going to
where
let
going.
it change my
People
day.
obsess on it. They fight for days on it. We know someone very close to us will fight tooth and nail on the internet.
2 people that are completely opposite.
Will fight tooth and nail on the internet about it. And, I'm all for banter on the internet. But at a point, I'm like, why are you still wasting your time on this?
And again, there are things, and let me not take away from what's serious, and I'm so sorry for anybody who is dealing with the illness, or loved ones, or anyone. I'm very blessed, and thank God, and everything above every day that our mothers are healthy, my brothers are healthy, my sisters are healthy, and we're okay. My children are healthy. But it's important to know that what these people are telling us is only what they want us to know in every single angle, and I choose to believe my reality, my vortex, my energy is this might be dangerous, and so may the 5G, and so may be what they're doing behind our backs. Who knows? For now, I'm going to focus on my children, my husband, and my health, and that's what you have to do. Stop getting so aggressive and hysterical over something that you can control your day to day.
But as much people
stay home, chill out, relax, enjoy the moment with your children. You never get because they're in school.
But as much people that are on the internet arguing about the 5G thing and like it's killing us, you're going to go out and stop it?
So is solar panels. When people have them all over their houses.
Hold on. Are you going to go out and stop it?
Right.
No. So just shut up and just
Don't get it.
and deal with it. No, it's not a matter of getting it. Everyone's getting it. It's a thing.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
like an
yeah.
antenna they're putting
Yeah,
in.
it's like 4G now.
So like, and I think about this too, and a lot of people who are freaking out, like anybody who smokes cigarettes or does recreational drugs or drinks alcohol or drives a car really fast, or, you know, there's many things in this world that will kill us every single day. So if you're just cautious, wash your hands, keep cleanly, and keep your space, everybody will be cool. Also, a thing that's, I don't even know why it's a thing, being home all day with your children and wanting credit, and I can't deal with this and they're so crazy. I have to be honest with you. I mean, but you sign up for it when you have kids. I'm always home with my kids, all three at all times, besides when they were at school. So morning, night, even on Saturday, Sundays, we don't go out and party. We're home playing arcade and watching movies with our kids. It's a normal thing. It's nothing different that they're home now. I'm actually enjoying it. We did a birthday parade drive-by today. We do crafts every day. We're watching movies. I'm staying up late and cuddling with the girls. I'm doing online education with my 4-year-old. It's great.
Well, here's the difference.
Why are there people complaining?
And I'm about to tell you. Because you wanted to be a mom.
Right.
You wanted kids. Legitimately wanted kids. You were prepared for kids. You weren't going, well, I'm going to have kids and, you know. I mean, then there's people like the settling married people that go, well, I'm supposed to have kids, so let's have kids. And they don't think it through. There's a lot of people just follow suit. I'm supposed to get married. I'm supposed to have kids. That's what you're supposed to do. And that's what they do. Not understanding the giant undertaking having children is. And then they go, oh, this sucks. Like, fuck. I have to constantly be taking care of this thing and constantly have to be alert and constantly have to do things. And they don't want to do it. And they don't. And so eventually they just go watch TV. Here's your tablet. Here's my phone. Get away from me. I'm never like that with my kids.
No.
Like the littlest one, she's 4, but she could be annoying, but she's 4.
Right.
You know what I mean? My son was the same way. All kids are when they're that age. But once they're grown up a little bit and she can go to the fridge and get a drink and she can go and then get a snack.
Besides serving them food and snacks,
no,
my
but I'm
kids
just
are
like,
pretty
even like the little things. Like,
Yeah.
I always say there's stages. When you first have a kid, the first stage is one of the best, and I always tell every dad this. I always look at them and go, this is when it's going to start being fun. Because everyone knows, having a newborn sucks. It's not fun.
No,
I love my kids to death. Having a newborn is a miserable, horrible experience for everybody. Okay?
True story.
It's terrible. But
Amazing outcomes.
once your kid can do this, it starts getting better.
They point to what they want.
Once they go, it starts getting better. Then they can walk. Then they can talk. And progressively, it starts getting better and better if you want to be a parent. Now, it goes the opposite way for some parents. Fuck. All right. And then they're walking everywhere. They're getting into everything. Fuck. And now this kid won't shut up. What the fuck?
Right.
And for those happy steps for some parents are the worst steps for others because they don't want to be parents.
Yeah.
They settled into a life. They settled into the marriage. They settled into the idea of I'm supposed to be a parent.
This is right,
Not
right.
everybody should have kids, but
Right.
they think everybody should.
So what I was going to say was that, you know, when we decided to have Valentina, of course, I'm 35 years old. I'm like, oh my God, can I do this? And Rocky looks at me and says, if we're doing this, we will not be doing daycare. So I want you to be a stay-at-home. I'll work my ass off if I have to.
You were younger than 35.
No, I wasn't. I'm going to be 39. Oh, no, yeah. I'm going to be 39.
She's gonna be
But she's going to
You
be
were
5.
34.
All right, 35, yeah.
All
All right, so she was born June, and then I turned. But either way, you know, it was something we discussed before. Can you handle this? And he was like, of course I can. I'd rather you be with her. So I even decided first 2 years to breastfeed. Past there, I was always a hands-on, constantly breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Kinda bit you in
snacks
the
in
ass a little
between.
bit now.
It did because I was there was no I picked her up. She was an arm baby. I always had her with me. I didn't mind it. You know, I even had one of those connectors. I strapped her to my back while I was cleaning. I just liked the connection.
Here's the
of being
problem
my
now,
children.
though. If she's missing for 10 minutes,
Where's mom?
Tina has a sense. Like
Yeah.
there's this sense
Yeah.
where she'll be dead into her game. I watch it. She'll be on the couch, dead into her game. Jess will go outside and do something. and like 5 minutes will pass, and all of a sudden she'll go, "Where's mom?"
Yep.
She is
Almost a little bit of a panic. We dealt with some things with preschool, but she loved going to school, so luckily we had no issues
but
with
she
preschool.
is attached to that, where she just runs out randomly. I need a hug.
Yeah, I need a hug.
She needs mom, at least like
I love that.
visually or in some form when they're together in the house. You can't go 15, 20 minutes without her calling mom at least once. And it gets to the point where I start getting annoyed, though, because I'm like, enough, Tina, because it's constant. Mom, 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 mom.
Well, we try to tell her there are other people in the house. You can ask for help. You know, you could ask Dad for a drink, and she'll kind of look at me and be like, Dad, Mom, can you help me? And I'm like, I hear her whispering, Mom, you do it. Yeah. And she's like, but Dad. And so I just wanted, how old? She's not going to be 4 forever. So I try to just go, all right. I may complain, I may bitch, but I love
I feel
being
like that pattern's never going to die.
I love being hands-on with all of my children, and that's just what I want to do. Now is the time for us all to take a second and say, how long were we going? I just want to fucking break. I want to fucking break. I want to fucking nap. I want to just be home with my family. I want to fucking I can't stand my job. I need a recharge. How many of us said that? And now we have it. And it sucks financially for a lot, including ourselves. It sucks, food shopping and germ-wise. However, we all have everything we've been asking for.
Like, there's got to be parents out there that look at their kid and go, I just don't like, you know how you just don't like humans?
No, you can't say, no.
There's got to be, where they just look at, like, say they have like 3 kids and like, that one, like, fuck, that one sucks. Like, I'm not like, I adore my kids.
Well, you brought it up for a reason.
No, because the thought popped in my head where I'm like, there's got to be some parents out there that just genuinely don't like their kids because there's just some people you just don't like.
Yeah, I guess.
And family are not
also,
like...
when you don't like your kids, you have to realize it's most likely the thing you don't like about yourself that you're looking at and going, I fucking can't stand that. My Valentina, who is as stubborn as a goddamn... Well, I'm smart and I'm honest with myself. So when Val is stubborn and she'll look at me with a face, I'm like, that fucking bitch used my face. That bitch used my face. That's my face. Dude. Or her attitude, I go, oh my God, she is myself.
She tries to joke and be like, your daughter... Literally everybody in our family, everybody that knows Jess, Nicole can validate this. My daughter is her mother to 1,000,010%.
And those moments that I want to go crazy, I rationalize with myself and say, it's just something about yourself. Work on yourself. If you don't like it, don't do it. And then she won't get that trait.
When she doesn't get you irate, but she like just...
Oh my God.
I kind of snicker sometimes where I go... Because I'm going,
which is no right, because not like I was anyway with you when I was a child.
Because you still have these habits today.
Oh,
and I go,
habits.
You don't like that? That's funny. And to myself, I'm going, well, maybe one day she'll pick up about when she's doing it to me.
That's so funny. We shall say that, okay? But in truth of the matter is, it's a very difficult time for some, but you should try to look at the positive and enjoy the moment. And I enjoy waking up and having breakfast and hanging out with my girls and my son. My son is the most cutest and the most cuddly in the morning. I love these things. So, and try to embrace it more, I guess. And it won't be so much of a horror to be quarantined.
I got a trick for parents if you're doing nighttime, by the way. If you're doing bedtime, okay? Especially for dads.
Good answer, Nicole.
If you're doing bedtime and you don't feel like reading a book, we like to just tell stories. She'll be like, tell me a story of when you were a kid. So I would. But I ran out of stories that I could tell her that are suitable.
Bedtime stories,
for a child. So what I started doing is taking movies. She doesn't know The Sandlot.
It is so funny.
I just give her the plot to The Sandlot and just play it out as if it happened to me. I did it with Sandlot. I did it with Stand By Me.
Yep.
I did it with Goonies. Mm-hmm. I did it with... I can't remember what else, but I've done it a handful of times at this point. So if you're ever looking for a way to, get around... Think
of a movie that she'd never know and give her the whole plot. It's
just
pretty cute.
Give them a plot of it, and they're going to be like, holy shit, that really happened? You're like, fucking A, it happened.
Listen,
Goddamn
I did last night a carrot and a broccoli that were in the garden together, okay? The carrot had not a long picking stalk, and the broccoli did not have a long stick stalk on top under his tree, so he was upset about how short he was. So they both were discussing upsetting things about themselves and how they could be more secure. And at the end of the story, Valentina looks at me and goes, Mom, is that real? That's not a real thing, right? And I was like, well, no, but the thought of it is, and you should always love yourself for what you are. And she just looked at me and she was like, all right, Mom, good night. I was like, shit, I fail.
Speaking of kid movies, me and Jess watched one the other night. Just the two of us, too. Like, none of the kids watched it with us. And it was on Disney Plus. They put it on there super early. I mean, the last movie Anna went to see was this movie, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she took Val.
It was the movie Onward. Now, parents in the chat, please, if you've watched this movie,
I love feedback.
comment, please. But Disney movies tend to be like slightly dark, where like the parent dies typically, or the wife dies and up, or something dies,
happens
right?
where you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, this one they not only decide to have the dad dead, but describe his last dying moments very vividly. Like, dad had tubes in him, and he was laying there lifeless, and it's like, whoa.
And it's two kids, two sons, two brothers talking to each other about it. And in that moment, now being someone I did have my father pass away, and he was connected like that in the hospital, and it was a vision for me to see. So now I'm watching my 4-year-old, and she's like, I love this movie. And he's like, and dad had all the tubes down his throat. And I was like, what the fuck? What kind of movie is this? Because that's not something you want your kids to even think of.
Yeah, like that. Like it
was very graphic.
It was unnecessary to
Very
have
graphic.
like the description of the father laying there dying. Like, I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it was very, very
But
loose.
the whole premise of this movie is the younger kid never met his dad. He
Right.
died before he was born.
Yeah.
So they have this magic spell where they can make him come back to life. The kid fucks the spell up, and only half of the dad comes to life, just his legs. So the whole movie, he's with his dad that he's never met, that he's dying to meet, that he just wants to spend some time with.
Just spend one day.
And he can't say
And
a
he's
single
all
word
legs.
to him. Yeah,
and
all
you're
legs.
all legs
And
here.
I'm not going to ruin the end of the movie, but I'm like, this is like, again, really, the whole movie, their dead dad is now following them around.
As a ghost with just legs, and they
With
build a
just-
body.
yeah.
What was it they built it
Like
with?
stuffing and like
And like a
scarecrow
balloon
almost.
face.
Yeah, whatever it was.
It was weird, but
just a very like weird type of movie that you're like, this is
no way. The Terrifier. I cannot watch that movie. First of all, I don't like
She doesn't
clowns.
like
Okay,
clowns.
Scott,
Other than
thank you very
Captain
much.
Spaulding.
Yeah,
She
I
likes
don't
the
like
captain.
clowns, but the Terrifier, just the teeth alone, I could probably. I'm getting a little choked up.
dude. Art the Clown is.
I don't like
He's
that
a
guy at
newer
all.
horror
Very
character.
scary.
He originated from this. Scott, write this down. He originated from a movie that was one of those. What are those called? Where it's a bunch of different short stories in the movie.
Kind of like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, like Tales from the Crypt, or something like that, or the Twilight Zone movie.
I'll never watch it.
And he was kind of the host of this, and it was called All Hallows Eve.
Oh my god, it was such a
It's
fucked up.
a lower budget movie.
But they gotta watch it.
But if you're a gore hound, there's a lot of good gore. There's some creepy stuff. There's an alien one in there for you, Scotty. But All Hallows Eve is where Art started, and then they came out with the Terrifier.
Yeah.
David Howard Thornton is the guy who plays Art now. I actually spoke to him a few times. We've had scheduling issues. I was going to have him on, and then I just kind of whatever. Maybe when part 2 comes out, I'll try again. But it's fucking just vicious. Like it's very grindhouse.
I don't like
late
it. I don't like
70s,
it.
80s gore. It's gore just for gore's sense. There's a part where he has a woman chained up by her legs and they're spread.
God, please.
And he's got another woman in a chair, her friend, sitting right in front of her. She's tied to the chair. And he is all smiles every time he does something, but his teeth, like she said, are still gross and everything. And he takes a fucking hacksaw.
I can't. I'm like
and
Rocky. You're giving me the chills. Like
From pussy to head. And they don't really pull away that much. Like they really show you a lot in detail with this part. It's a fucking vicious movie.
Let me tell you something, okay? My husband, as romantic as he can be, he's also the 12 o'clock. We'll go to bed usually like between 1 and 2 a.m. That's our thing. Our kids are in bed and sound asleep by 11. We have a little time alone. We watch some shows. We have some snacks. Then we go to bed. Well, he is a real trooper when it comes to picking the good night movie, because he'll put on some gory, scary ass movie, and I'll look at him and go, hello, how are you going to try to have sex with me in an hour when you have me watching this murder? It doesn't get me in that mood. Put on something light and funny, or like Arrested Development, or even The Office. He looks at me like, man, you suck, because he that's like what he loves to watch.
love
It
watching it.
makes me so uncomfortable.
Like there's certain times
I do
I'll
not
walk in
get
the
horny.
house and I'll look at her, and it's just one of those days, and I go, I need to watch people die today.
It's
Like-
really a thing.
I need to watch a horror movie where people are just getting massacred.
And October is every day.
Every night.
Every day
Every
is
night.
horror because,
But for the most part, throughout the year, we don't watch much because she doesn't like it.
Well, you and Anna will go see movies
Yeah,
that are
me
scary.
and Anna will watch
My daughter
them.
likes scary
Like, she
movies.
hasn't really watched a scary movie in forever.
No, I don't
Yeah.
like it. And I don't feel comfortable.
But,
Even
but
like...
you're making it seem like, I'm always trapping you and you're watching them, and you haven't watched a horror movie in the longest time.
Listen to me. I am all for watching like every once in a while. If it's daylight, almost dark, not really dark, and I don't have to go right to bed because then I have time to reprogram. But even when we watch like Paranormal Activity, which I know is a fucking tape, I know it's not real. We'll go to bed. It'll be
great.
1 a.m, okay? And here I am laying in my bed going, did my blanket just move?
I won't watch that. Right
Did my
before
blanket
bed.
just move? Is my fucking door? Did my door just creak? Why? What the frick? Where did my cat just go? Why is she looking at the door? I cannot do that. I have to be mentally ready to get into the bed. I just need to do
Like,
that.
I used to, when I was single, fall asleep every night to horror movies.
Oh my god!
Like, I would specifically put on
I
Friday the
remember
13th,
when we first started
Halloween,
dating.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
He had a backpack with horror movies
Yeah,
in it when he came
the
over.
Dead movies, meaning the Romero Dead movies, Dawn, Night, Day, all those. I would love falling asleep to horror movies, either that or The Godfather.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I would fall asleep to these movies and just.
I'm a
I would love it.
Seinfeld. Throw Seinfeld on or Planet Earth in the background and let that just be a light background sound. But I need something light.
See, I can't. I could do ghosts, but I don't believe in ghosts. So a lot of those movies, they do nothing for me. I like the gore because I'm just curious. But because as a kid, coming up in the 80s, we watched a lot of those movies, the gore movies, the Friday the 13th, your Nightmares, The Burning. They were very gory back then in the 70s.
Burning?
Yeah, you don't know that one, but it's a gory, good movie. So as I got older, I was like, I love it. Like Final Destination. They're silly movies, but I love the creativity of the deaths.
Do you know the first really scary movie you ever had me watch that was gory?
What?
The first one I ever really watched?
What?
The House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay, and that's not even really that
That's the
gory.
first really because I would never let myself watch
Yeah.
that shit growing up.
But you ended up liking it.
I like Rob Zombie. I like the premise. I like his storylines.
Yeah. But the ghost movies, like Paranormal Activity, creep me out. Definitely creep me out. Blair Witch, probably the scariest movie to me of all. But movies don't scare me. So like ghost movies, and I don't believe in them. So I'm like, it's not really for me because I'm not buying into it at all. Like,
Even if you were in the woods by yourself with 2 or 3 friends at night, even if
course
it's
I'd
not
be
the Blair
creeped
Witch,
out.
you'd hear those crackles
Yeah.
and go, oh, and it's a squirrel or it's
yeah,
a,
I don't care who you are. You could be
you're
the toughest guy you
scared
think
being
you
out
are.
there. Sure.
Yeah, but like ghosts, even like what's the other ones? I guess it's all like ghosts. Like ghost ones really don't do it for me. The Conjurings I thought were cool, but like most ghost movies, I'm like, meh, they don't exist. I'm not really. Grave
fun-
Encounters. That was a good
Grave
ghost
Encounters fucked me up too. Even the number 2 when they found him.
Yeah.
Phil, fun fact: I'm big into getting Rocky things like memorabilia and posters and stuff because he likes that stuff. So I actually donated and was a part of the 31 movie project.
Yeah.
And I got him a signed poster from the entire everybody from the Devil's Reject, right?
Yeah. Rob and Sherry.
And who? Oh no, I thought the other people were.
One is Rob.
Right.
And then the rejects is Rob and Sherry. Because what they did was they sent me a poster for 31, which Rob Zombie was supposed to sign, right?
Right.
It came in, it was the slightest rip ever.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
It was a rip.
But she wrote an email. She was like, it came, it was ripped. The guy was like, don't worry. I'm going to send you another one. It's something else on top of it. Sends me another one. I gave Richie the slightly torn one. Like, you couldn't even see the rip once it's framed. Gave him that one, kept the good one. And then on top of it, he sent a Devil's Rejects picture of Rob, Captain Spaulding, Otis, and Baby. And Rob and Sherry signed that.
Yeah.
So
Love
that
it.
was really dope.
Yeah, but I liked that stuff. I guess because more or less, again, I like Rob Zombie and his kind of
No, Devil's Rejects is way
his
better.
aura, But
Devil's Rejects or House of a Thousand Corpses. It's not even close, right?
No, I definitely like Devil's Rejects
Devil's
better.
Rejects is way better.
But House of a Thousand Corpses was a lot. It
Well,
was a
I never
lot.
understand what the greater sign is. If it's eating it,
That means it likes better the House 1K. It likes better. The lesser is the Devil's Reject on that one.
Is it? Is that
Yeah.
the way it works?
Yeah,
I
the
thought
greater
the
is
one
the
that was
open.
eating it is the better one.
Yes, that's the one.
So the Devil's Rejects would be the better one because that's the mouth.
No, that's not the mouth. That's the point.
Yes, but the mouth is eating House
Meaning
of a
the
Thousand
house
Corpses.
is better. No, you worry about how your mouth is pointed, okay?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that
But
means
either way,
like
Devil's Rejects way better.
I like the Devil's Rejects premise better, like the story, but the House of a Thousand Corpses definitely creeped me more. Like as they started being people going out and just killing in hotels and random shit, I kind of got the hang. But the that house was really fucked up. That bugged me out.
They're definitely two different movies. House is more of like a traditional horror movie.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. If you watch some of the early, like not early, but like 70s, devil type movies or satanic type movies, it's got that kind of feel, especially at the end. Like once they leave the house and they're in that field and that music's playing, that guttural.
Yeah.
It's definitely like the first part's kind of fun.
Right.
Like when they get attacked and they're at Captain Spaulding's thing, like that whole part, it's kind of there's jump scares, but it's kind of fun because there's silly parts to it.
Yes.
The
I like
second
him
part
he's a clown.
brutal, but then the monster comes and it's like, now there's a monster. And
yeah.
The Devil's Rejects, I don't even consider it a horror movie. I consider it more of a thriller, and it's more real. Like they got rid of the monsters, which Dr. Satan is in that movie. He's in the ambulance they're taking away from the house in the news footage. There's a deleted scene where Dr. Satan rips out Rosario Dawson's throat.
Right. Oh, yeah.
He's in the hospital, and she comes to check on him and do whatever, and he wakes up and rips her fucking throat out. Rob was like, nah, we're going to lose that whole...
Sometimes it's a little too much.
So he kept it grounded in reality, and that's why the Devil's Rejects I love, because that is just... There could be 3 crazy people out there doing it right now
that we don't even know about.
You know what I mean? So I love that movie, and the writing of it. I love the characters, even the side characters. Everything about it, I think, is really great. It's definitely his best movie by far.
Yeah. So let's switch it up a little bit because I have 2 small subjects I want to bring up. I would like to discuss, what do you think is more satisfying? Okay, and everybody else join in, please. Makeup sex or I miss you sex?
Here's the thing. We don't really have much of either because we always see each other and we don't really fight. If I had to pick one, I would like miss you sex better because sometimes makeup sex, you're still in your head going, I'm still annoyed with you, but you're doing the act. You know what I mean? And you're just like, I'm doing it, because we should be.
Right.
But in the back of my mind, I might not be over what our argument was fully.
Right, but also...
You get what I'm saying? So now I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking you, and I like this, but you're still a dick.
All right,
you know?
So listen, ready? So I guess that's right, but then I miss you sex could also be you haven't been together in a while, you both feel off because it feels fresh, and someone does something different, so you're going, where'd this come from? I miss you sex. So now you're in your head going, where did they learn that? Why are they doing that? Why is this different? Why does it feel different?
Again, I don't have any frame of reference.
I'm not saying
one,
us per se, but it's a good conversation.
Yeah, like the miss you, I don't have a frame of reference really for that at all.
But if you had to, it's like a would you rather. If
no,
you had
I
to,
get
like,
it.
I understand,
but I'm like trying to get into the mind state of that, and like that's girl thinking. What you just did was girl thinking. Girls are like, what is that move? Where did he learn that? What's he been doing? Like that's girl thinking. Like if you did something new, I'd be like, ooh, that was cool. I wouldn't be like, where the hell did she learn that? Who's she doing that with? The way you went is girl thinking. And that's the difference between men and women. That a guy would go, ooh, she's trying something different. All right, I really like this. Or, not really for me. After, though, I'll tell her, maybe let's not do that again. But you immediately went to, where did he learn this? What is he doing?
Well,
then women take it to the next step of who's he fucking? He must be fucking someone else.
I only said that because you went from makeup sex is you're already thinking in the back of your head, oh, I'm still annoyed with you. So you went to mental. So I went, okay, so then it would have miss you sex was why are you doing something different? I was just trying to bring it to the same mental level as you.
I get that, but your reasoning for why is what I'm talking about. Like that's a woman's response. A guy would never think that deeply into something as they're trying something new sexually. Where you started going down this rabbit hole of where did he learn that? Did you do that with someone
Who
else?
went down the rabbit
You
hole?
did.
When?
Just now.
No, again, you're not listening to me.
No,
What
I
I said
am.
was initially it was just the two subjects, but then you brought it to a mental. So I was just getting you could also think about
I know.
this.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is the
whoa,
way a woman's
people.
brain works and the avenues that you started going down are very dangerous avenues.
Do you
dangerous.
Do you want to talk at the issue at hand here?
I am.
Yeah, are you sure? Because maybe I should bring up the issue at hand here.
But I'm just making a point.
Issue at hand here, people, is
this is how things work. We started somewhere, but something else popped in real quick. So we can get back to where we started, but that other thing that popped in is worth talking about, the craziness of women.
It's not, you know what?
Because you're not the only woman who would think that way. And I know this. Most women probably would.
understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't have to be a mental thing. I think I might make up sex better than misuse sex.
Let me explain.
That's would be the easiest answer we could have had.
Yes, but let me explain why I did what I did.
Why did you do that?
Because for one, hopefully,
tell us, Playbill.
The women listening go, wow, he's right. That is a crazy way of thinking. And they try to curb that and don't do it anymore because it's, like I said, it's a dangerous avenue that could start fights.
It's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
Because when women don't want to believe something, they won't. And that guy could have just decided, hey, I'm going to try this new thing. And that woman would be like, no, he did it with someone else. He learned it somewhere. He did it.
Well,
and they get crazy. And that's what I'm trying to point out here is that fucking avenue that you just went down is not a way of thinking.
It is.
No, because a guy would just go, all right, this is kind of cool.
Listen,
I wouldn't be like, oh, what?
All right, look. If out of nowhere, all right, let's throw something in there that's out of the norm. Like if out of nowhere, I'm sucking your dick and then I just shove my fingers in your ass and you go, whoa, where the fuck did that? You never shoved your fingers in my ass.
But it's a thing that people know about.
Yes, a thing. Everything you do sexually is a thing that people know about. In the interim, though, when you're missing someone and you do things different, don't you think they'd go, hey, that didn't feel that way last time?
Yeah, maybe, but also like you...
Male or female?
But no, that's not what you did. You started going, where did they learn that? Where did they see that?
Because it could have been porn. It could have been porn. It could have been a message someone sent via email.
Way, who cares where they learned it from?
Yes, and also no, because if I found out, again, we'll use us, not that it's a problem. If you were like into jerking off 5 times a day and I didn't know you liked to jerk off at all, and all of a sudden I'm going, you jerk off 5 times a day, where did you start learning that from? It would be part of a conversation.
That's not something you learned. That's something I've kept from you. I'm not being honest. That's a whole different thing.
Right, and also when you do something during sex, it would be you get it from someone. You don't just think in your head,
if you stuck a finger in my ass, I wouldn't go, where did she learn that?
Where'd she hear that from?
No,
I would told you to do that?
I would go, that's a thing. She tried it, and
listen.
Yeah. But I wouldn't start going down this weird avenue of start making accusations.
It's never a weird avenue, and there's no accusations unless you're taking it in a personal accusation way. Unless you look at your significant other and go, "Oh, you know what? I was just wondering, where'd you get that from?"
I would take it exactly.
Where'd you get that from? I want to watch it too.
Else. I'm trying. Why did I have to? Why can't I just do something without having to see it or have done it? Or
and that is a great aspect in being in that relationship. But the moment of...
Because there was the first girl that stuck a butt up a guy's... She didn't learn it or see it. She
no, but
said,
maybe I never saw it before, and I was like, hey, I want to try this out, and let me try it.
Yeah. I wouldn't go... Oh, what is she doing? What is she watching? Who is she talking to? Where did she learn this? Who did she do that with? That's where you went. That's what I'm trying to point out. Is that
I didn't go there? Why are you making it personal?
I didn't make this up.
I'm saying in general.
I didn't. That's where you went. You specifically said those things.
Yes, but that was after you brought it to a mental state. I am
saying. No, we all get that. But my mental state thing was way different than yours. Mine was in correlation of what we were talking about. Angry sex. I'm still mad at you. It's on the road of what we're doing. But in your
head, you're going, I'm still mad at you. I'm annoyed with you. I said, well, when you're having misuse sex in someone's head, they may go, where did he learn this from? But you started going into this weird woman doubt. This is that woman doubt. Listen.
That women start fucking conjuring shit in their head.
I love this. You know why? Because people, this is how we disagree. And it's probably one of the most funniest disagreements you ever listen to. But this is how easy we are when we disagree. Let's just say... agree to disagree.
See, this guy says she probably learned it from porn.
It could be porn. It could be a friend said, hey, try it. It could be anything. You could just think for yourself, like, where did you learn it? And so it's a question. Why did you do something different? Where did you learn it? It doesn't have to be, where did you learn that, you motherfucker?
No, but that's a weird question.
No.
Where did you learn it?
Yeah, where'd you learn how to do that? What's up?
What do you mean? Like,
Show me.
But
Show
that's
me
like
your
being like,
teacher.
all right.
Where'd you learn how to do that?
The first time
I
I
want to
kissed
know.
a girl.
I want to
It's
know.
like, where'd you learn how to do that? I didn't. It's just a thing.
Yeah, but when I first kissed, the first time I kissed, I smashed teeth. You don't know
Yeah,
how
but
you learn how.
A lot of sex is in the moment type thing. So
I
it's
did
like,
smash
hey,
teeth.
I'll try this, or hey, I'll try that. You're in the moment. You're trying things. We're figuring things
Yeah, but
out.
you know what? It's
It doesn't mean we have to start going down this road of like,
It does.
who are you doing that with? And
Nobody says who are you doing with. What are you watching? Maybe you want to know. Like, I mean, we're not porn people. We would make our own porn, but we're not porn watch people. But if you were, I'd want you to be like, oh my God, I saw this fucking porn, and this is what. Funny story, really quick, and this will change the subject. So we're all hanging out. My kids are in the living room. And we're in the living room. We're watching videos, playing games. It's a Saturday night, and I usually throw my TV on as a sound for like when you're going to the bathroom, and I just like to have the TV on. It's a weird thing, just like sound on the other side of the house. So I go in my room, I'm grabbing a sweatshirt, and all of a sudden I look at my TV, and it is some crazy porn.
yeah, the channel must have been left on Cinemax or something.
This guy was going down on this girl, and I thought Seinfeld was on. That's normally what I will leave.
But
So
I think it ran out of
when I walk
Seinfeld.
in the bedroom, I was like, what? And the girl, moaning, and I'm going, oh my God. If my kids would have came down here to go to the bathroom, we'd been like, what the fuck is on my parents' TV?
Yeah.
My kids don't really know or hear or anything. We're very discreet. We're not like that. So this was on. I walk in, I'm going, what the fuck? What fucking channel were we watching? And this point, so, funny story is sometimes you could just walk into and see something and go, hey, I'm going to try that. It might happen.
Okay.
No?
Yeah.
You went silent. I'm going to leave it there. It was a funny moment. You made it not so funny. So you want to move on to something else?
Hey, then. Yeah.
The boy who could fly.
Do you want to do that, or you want to talk about David Blaine?
Okay, David Blaine, fine.
Let's talk about the devil that is David Blaine.
He's
a sorcerer.
He for sure has power.
Like, you watch his magic, and I know with editing and stuff like that, I get it. But he does a lot of in-your-face magic, like with people and street magic. Not the way Chris Angel does, where Chris Angel's like kind of with his crew, and it's this elaborate. Like, Chris Angel's bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. You watch David Blaine, like he did this trick the other night, where he's doing a card trick and he's talking to them the whole time.
Fox.
No, I'm doing this one.
Oh yeah.
Right? And whatever, it's take your card, do this, da-da-da-da, right? So then out of nowhere, he starts sewing his mouth closed. Now, again, he's still kind of talking as he's doing this. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, he sews his mouth closed and he starts gesturing and whatever. And pretty much your card, your card. And can't find it or whatever the case may be. So he goes, get scissors. Gets the scissors, cuts his mouth open, fucking card's in his mouth.
Wait. Not just his card, the corner.
Yeah, it was
because they ripped it first.
Yeah, it was the perfect half.
Yeah,
or whatever.
The corner that fit the card was in his mouth after he sewed it shut. Or when he was doing a card trick with Jamie Foxx and he flipped the cards, he was like, "You see the cards? They're all the cards." He goes, "Yeah." He picks out the cards. Yeah, fine, no problem. He says, "This was your card. It was two of diamonds, or think like that." And he goes, "Yeah, but you know what? If you would have took this one," and he flipped all fucking 52 cards that
And
were
they
two
all
of
two
diamonds.
yeah.
How you get a full? There are things he does that
yeah.
I go. He's
because you
just
see
not,
the deck. Like Jamie Foxx saw the deck.
Yeah,
it was
was
a full
holding
regular
it,
deck.
yes.
And then out of nowhere, he's got a fucking deck full of two of diamonds.
Where the hell?
Like,
Yeah. So these moments that happen, I'm watching and I'm going, he's either an amazing illusionist or he's amazing at something.
But the thing is with his
he's gotta
magic
have some
is,
power.
It's like if he was here right now, he would do it here. It's not like he has elaborate setups or it's a lot of card tricks, a lot of it. Mm-hmm. And you look at it and go, how the fuck does he do that? Because it's some kind of demon sorcery. It has to be. And like he does this one trick where he puts a fucking ice pick through his hand. Yeah, and he has Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad pulling on it. You see the skin being pulled. Not a drop of fucking blood.
Nope. And he pulls it out. There's not a mark.
Nothing.
Yeah.
There's another trick where he pulls a fucking 3-foot long string out of his stomach.
Yep. Right. He
pulls
literally just pulls this
string off a kid and goes, yeah.
Eats
and he shows him, swallows it, and then all of a sudden, pulls a fucking 3-foot long fucking black string out of his stomach. And he does this shit on street corners to like normal people.
Just randoms.
And you watch their reactions and you go, you're not finding some
What
person
was
we've
the
never
name
seen
of the
that can act
special that we
good.
just watched? What was that?
Well, we watched The Fearless, the old ones.
No, what's the new one we just watched?
I forget. It was
But
on ABC.
Yeah, it just came out, guys. It had me going. So we watched some old ones to brush up on it. But he was actually like, you know, the tricks, even if they weren't real. He did Tom Brady and Gazelle, even if it wasn't real shit.
Devious Dave says he's admitted to selling his soul. I know, Scott, 5G, but you know what? I could see David Blaine doing these things. That's why I believe. I'm a firm of see to believe.
He may have made a deal with some type of other magic, and I'm being honest, not just that, but now his daughter, his daughter, who's about 8 to 12, I'll say, she is not only doing the tricks, but on video, someone across the room is holding a deck of cards, and she's like, pick some cards. He picks some cards. He's holding them. She looks at him, and she goes, you picked a red card. He goes, yeah. She goes, you picked a diamond. It's a queen. And he was like, are you fucking kidding me? He had a queen of diamond.
Then after that, because she'll be like, wait, switch your card.
Yeah.
Like last second, she'll be like, switch your card, before she reveals, the card
tells
she's going
him to pick something
right?
else.
So the guy switches a card. She'll pick the right card. Then she goes, the card you were thinking of was this. The one before that was this. And then the one before that was that one. And they're like, what the fuck? Like she'll guess 4 cards that you had in your fucking hand.
Incredible to me, and also I go, this is awesome. I mean, I enjoy watching it. Not that I'm at all into black magic, but I enjoy watching it. It was pretty awesome show.
It's just crazy and
different.
And when he first started, he was literally on the street. It was called street magic.
Yeah.
And he would do. I mean, there was a certain demographic of people that he was constantly doing.
What about that guy when he was like,
I can't believe you did that.
I cannot believe you did that. My mind is boggled.
My mind is boggled. My mind is
boggled.
boggled.
Yeah.
This old black guy, straight out of the 70s New York. He's got the little fucking
totally
the little Corleone hat, but it's kind of puffy.
He had like the
he's got
scarf
the tied, the little handkerchief tied,
That is so unbelievable.
denim shirt open, and bell bottoms, and platform shoes, straight out of the 70s. And his way of speaking was the greatest. Like he was like, that was unbelievable. I can't believe you did that.
Unbelievable.
You can make like $1,000 doing that.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
So anyway, if you have time, go check it out. It was actually a really good watch, the new David Blaine. The Boy That Could Fly. A movie that's old. I never watched it really before. Yeah, I never really watched it before. But Rocky and I on Sunday were laying on the couch and we had downtime, so we threw it on. And
Sundays get stupid when it comes to movies. Like I specifically like try to search out like ridiculous or like old or like I don't. Sundays I feel should be Motown in the morning and old movies that you watched as a kid in the afternoon.
Yeah. Which is like Breakfast Club or Saved by the Bell.
On a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, I like all those too during the week, but on Sundays,
Dave Rose knows it.
So it pops up, right? I never really watched it, so my husband has me watch it.
Didn't pop up. I searched it out and put it on.
Oh, I didn't know you did.
Yes.
Okay, so he puts this movie on, which a lot of the times I want to tell you, I give him an 85%, 15% of the time he'll pick a fucking black and white movie with no words or a movie from another country and have to listen to read fucking shit on the TV.
Like Charlie Chaplin.
I can't stand it. So he puts it on and I'm like, whatever. Within like the first 15, 20 minutes, I was got. Yeah. I wanted to know more about it. Now I'm watching this movie. By the end of the movie, as this kid's flying in the sky, I'm like, what am I fucking watching?
It's the dumbest movie ever.
It was so incredibly dumb, but I could not stop looking at it.
Now, when I was a young lad,
yes, Fred Savage.
Like
oh my god,
5, 6, or 7, somewhere around there. This movie was just one of those movies that we just used to watch. Like for some reason, we had it on tape and we'd watch it all the fucking time.
It was crazy,
and it's such a stupid movie about a stupid kid, about a stupid neighbor. Everybody in it is just stupid. It's so fun to watch and make fun. I had a blast making fun of this movie.
We actually had moments. Now we're not going to do this right now, but at another time, Rocky did a lot of voiceover for the moments that he didn't speak
because the kid doesn't speak,
or he answered for a lot of other people. And it was, I mean, sometimes he is really funny. Rocky could be funny sometimes, but we had a great time with that one. Really quick, I have one more before we go because we got 10 minutes. I got an email and the person wrote to me, I am with my wife for 4 years. And before I was with my wife, she actually dated an old friend of mine. The old friend came back into my life. They were being support of our relationship? Do you think that I could be friends with this person, or do you think it will cause issues in my marriage now?
No, you could never be friends with an ex.
No, it's not his ex. It was her ex, but his friend.
Yeah. No, still no. Joshy Poo.
He's calling. All right, listen.
Josh.
Hi.
Do you know The Boy That Could Fly?
What movie?
Well,
The Boy That Could Fly. Do you know this movie?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, the next watch got to be. What you got, baby? What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. I just want to stop by real quick, say hi to you guys.
Josh, what do you think? Do you think, guy was friends with the guy, chick used to date him, now he's back in their life. You think he should be back in the circle?
Well, 4 years he's married, right? And then she used to date him back in the day, but they used to be really good friends.
Still say no.
Can he be friends with the guy?
I don't know.
No.
Not with the girl, with the guy.
You know what? I don't know. I don't
know either.
Because you know what, like...
How much time can pass by before
why
you
did
don't
they
look and go,
stop
I
being
fucked
friends? Because if a certain someone came back into my life, I would definitely want to be friends with him again.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would. You know what I mean?
I think it would be very uncomfortable. And
I think at first it would be.
Well, only if it started honestly.
Yeah, at first it would be.
It couldn't start out maliciously I don't even know how to describe it, but I thought of that question and I said to myself, I think it would just be old things.
Thinking about it personally, yeah, I think I would, because it depends on how close of a friendship the guy had with this person.
I guess how long you're friends.
Like, my situation, I'm friends with the kids for 25 years. I would love to try to
Well, if
fix
they were
it.
friends first, Nicole, it makes sense, because if it was always a friends thing and then something came between for no reason that was stupid, would that be an option? I think that it depends on the relationship and the strength, for sure, because if you have a weak relationship, anybody can ruin it. And I think it depends on the person,
Summer of '84 was great, Spam Fear. You should also check out The Final Girls.
I've been really trying, but I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
but yeah, speaking from personal experience, I would definitely want to try to patch up at least the friendship I had. But Jess is, the reason we don't speak. So, it would be an awkward situation. But Josh, what's going on, brother? What are you doing?
Oh, nothing much. I just want to stop by and say hi to you guys real quick.
Yeah, The Final Girls, it's called. Really good. So, how's Pigeon Forge? Are you guys locked down?
No, it's a stay-at-home order shit.
Are restaurants open?
Just places for takeout.
Takeout only. Okay, because I know some of those Bible-thumping states, they're just not shutting down. They don't give a fuck. Like, I know Alabama's like, fuck you, we ain't doing it.
Yeah, there was there's some places that are still open, like the hardware store, and just like hobby towns. They do like curbside service at a hobby town. It's like all these toys and radio control shit.
Yeah, I don't see how that's essential.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Are you buying anything from the hobby shop?
Fuck no, I haven't been there in 2 years.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
yeah.
It's just got a bunch of agita right there.
these drinks, I love them. I drink these seltzers, but
Seltzers.
they go right through me. The seltzers.
Seltzers.
Are you making fun of me?
Sometimes your Long Island accent is so thick that I notice it.
Well, you should notice it.
I do. Like, it is like, what's her face from King of Queens? Like, you're like that hardcore sometimes.
I am not.
Oh, yeah,
no
you are,
way.
baby.
No,
sexy,
no.
yes.
No, I dig it too, but sometimes, like, you say things, I'm like, wow, that
Josh,
was
you're
so
so loving,
Long
Josh.
Island.
I love you. You're like totally my number one fan, and I know it.
I know.
Like this, I push my hair
Well,
back.
I don't know. He does like Goldie a lot.
Yeah, he can like
sure.
Goldie, but we're two different people, and we're two different looks, so he likes us for different reasons, right, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind sharing. You know why? Because I love myself and to know that there are other people who are beautiful, and I love them too.
Josh, I'm going to read you a description of a movie that I came across on Disney Plus.
You.
Now, the fact that this was on Disney Plus was kind of weird to begin with, but
Okay.
I guess Disney, I had no idea the parent company that they were, even like in the 80s, and they owned a lot of weird things. But here's a movie by the title of Amy. Here's the premise. Again, I'm about to read the premise of this movie and how anybody can look at this and go, yeah, let's watch this. An inspiring drama about a woman who flees her wealthy but domineering husband to take a job as a teacher in a backwoods school for the deaf.
What?
Wait a minute.
Like, I don't care who you are. Like,
I'm sorry,
if there
I'm
was
not-
no other movies ever. If I was on a plane and they were like, we're going to play this movie, and they read that description, I'd be like, well, looks like I'm just staring at the back of the seat.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
be jumping out the airplane with no parachute.
Does that
You
not
watch
sound like the worst?
That's like that kid that
fucking
jumps off his
movie?
fucking back table onto the barbed wire.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
This sounds so
I can't.
boring
Um,
and awful.
How about, wait a second, really quick. What is the new app that we've been looking at movies on that all of a sudden all this porn show?
Oh, that's on the Fire Stick.
What's it called?
I don't. It's Fire Stick. We used one of these things on the Fire Stick though. That like when you go through popular movies or even like new releases, whatever the case. I could go through comedy, and they have porn movies just like thrown
not just
about.
porn, not just porn.
Yes.
But you look. No, I know. But I'm not saying. Yeah, no. When you go, we just got this thing put on there. My daughter's 20, so I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So it's like one of those where in the middle of all these movies, all of a sudden it's like big-breasted MILF women.
Yeah, like
and you're like,
big
what
titty
the
MILF
fuck? We were just looking
14.
at Breakfast Club 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
It is the weirdest app ever, but I thought it was so funny because I texted my daughter and I'm like, Anna, we're going through your playlist, and I sent her a picture. I'm like, what the fuck is this? She was like, Mom, I swear. I'm like, I'm just kidding. It's new. We just got it. But it was so funny. She got so scared.
Yeah, one of the Fire Stick things that we use. You don't know the Fire Stick, Josh. I don't think. I don't know why you don't have a Fire Stick. Why do you not have
He's
one?
heard
yet,
of it. You
Josh?
need to get a Fire Stick.
Josh, $40, and you have literally everything. I could tell you how to jailbreak it, and dude, you'll have everything.
You can come over
You
for a
get UFC
jailbreak
fights
party.
for free. You get WWE Network for free. You get movies, endless movies and TV shows.
For free. Don't you want everything for free,
Yeah,
Josh?
invest in a Fire Stick, buddy. I think you can even get them for like $20 at this point.
Yeah, you might be able to.
If you go on Amazon, search Fire Stick, get the cheapest one you can get, and I'll hook you up. There's a link on YouTube that you can just literally just follow, and it's the simplest shit ever. But yeah, you should, Josh. You should.
All right, Joshy, baby, we're letting you go. We got 5 minutes left. Thanks for
All right,
calling,
bye.
babe.
Big
Bye.
Josh, everyone. We love that guy.
We do love that guy. And by the way, might I add, his whole Thumper Rabbit fucking post was fine with me. I just didn't understand it.
Well, that was my point. That I don't know what it meant.
I thought he was basically saying if I had to choose between the three, who would it be? And I was like, Rocky Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Of course.
Spam fear. You're still using the other repositories. Oh, I don't use Cody no more. Cody repositories. I'm done with all that nonsense. You just get stuff that's straight up on your homepage, brother.
So one more quick thing before we go. I want to throw this out there, and this is just really quick, my own thing. Trust me, Rocky is not. He laughs at me when I talk about it. If anybody's feeling down and out, claustrophobic, you got things going on, you just need a minute, just go to Abraham Hicks on YouTube. It is a positive manifestation experience, and it just helps you bring more positive out than negative in situations, so it helps kind of bring better energy, and also stop falling asleep on me, Rocky. Also, I want to say we miss you, Mark and Nicole. You guys are our fucking ride or dies, and you can't be here for the safety of everyone, you dirty motherfuckers. But thank you to my husband for always being here, and everybody who joined in with us. Is there anything you want to say left?
Spam the fear. Just go to YouTube and put in like get file linked on my Fire Stick, because once you get file linked, it's going to have all the programs in there that you need, and then you're going to get things like Cyberflix, LiveNet TV, stuff like that. And like I said, I get the UFC fights. Every movie, TV show.
Things you don't want to watch are there.
Yeah.
Movies you don't want to watch.
You'll get like even the bootleg camera copies of movies and shit on there. So like you'll see new movies on there.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here, Scott.
Yeah.
Nicole, we love you. Spam, Phil, and everybody else. Josh, we love you, and everybody else who's a part of it tonight. We appreciate it.
That's it. And make sure you go to russosbrand.com and sign up. It's only $3.95 a month. You get this show, you get Super Ugly Show, and a ton of other stuff new every single week. There's constantly new content. russosbrand.com. Go there now. Sign up.
And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.
Peace.